I wanted to show you something here. You see how these cows are only some of them are eating? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So about a third of them are eating. Most of them are just standing around. There's food on the ground. There's obviously food on the ground. You can see there's plenty of grass to eat. The reason why they're not eating is because they are full. They have eaten all they can. They have to wait for their stomach to do its business, and then they're gonna chew their cud. And I don't remember how many stomachs. I think 4 stomachs, 3 stomachs, I don't know how many times. So they have to chew their cud several times, and then finally they'll get all the nutrients they can out of the grass. Another thing people don't understand about ruminants, why ruminants have always been with humanity, like since recorded history. Like the very first records of recorded history talk about ruminants, you know, animals, cows, sheep, and goats and stuff like that. So this is a pasture. I don't know if you noticed, but it's growing grass. If I were to get a plow and plant corn and soybeans, I would not get very many corn and soybeans. Why? Because this ground is practically dead. It's not like the super healthy farmland that you think of when, you know, people have the big machines and they're planting and growing, you know, different crops. If I planted stuff in here and I didn't fertilize heavily with whatever fertilizer, manure or whatever, okay, it would not grow, or it'd grow very poorly, okay? This is part of the Great Plains, which, if you're familiar with geography at all, it's basically the middle part of the United States. Historically, the Great Plains have been known for being terrible farmland. Farmers have to work the soil just to get it to be productive a little bit. So when people talk about cows eating our food, this is not true at all. Cows eat things that we can't eat. Cows exist on land that is otherwise useless. Sheep and goats are put in places where you can't grow anything else. Like, if I could plant corn and soybean here, I would. I'd make a lot more money doing that. But I can't. If I did, it would just die. So this is what cows do, is they eat grass. We cannot eat grass. If I grabbed a bunch of grass and started chewing on it, I would get basically no nutrition out of it. I could starve to death eating grass, okay? The cows can. The cows, in fact, like it. That's what they do. The same bacteria that process that grass in their stomach is the same bacteria in the soil, turning that grass into nutrition. And through the miracle of photosynthesis, the grass is turning sunlight into nutrients to feed the soil and turn the soil into rich farmland. Maybe 20, 30, 40 years from now, somebody will come to this piece of land, if they've been grazing good and doing well, and say, look at the nitrogen content, look at the nutrient content in the soil. We should plant orchards. We should plant corn and soybeans and different vegetables and things. But right now, when I did the soil test, it came back very low in nitrogen, very low in nutrients, high in acid, very acidic soil. And these cows are turning that into something that is useful. Okay, so if you ever hear some environmental activists say that the cows are eating your food or the cows are destroying the planet, that is absolutely false. The cows are turning the land into something useful. They're taking useless, otherwise useless land and producing something that we can eat that's extremely nutritious for us. Beef, sheep, pork to a lesser degree, but goat, all of those meats are extremely nutritious. They carry all the nutrients we need that can sustain life, and it grows from useless, otherwise useless pasture. Okay, so not only are ruminants fun to look at, but they also are important for creating food out of nothing. I have not fertilized this field. The only thing that I've done so far is put lime down. If you don't know what lime is, there's like lime deposits throughout the earth. You just dig it out. It's like a soft chalk clay. They pulverize it. They came out here with trucks. They spread it around. That's about it. Okay, and what the lime was supposed to do was decrease the acidity, increase the pH, so that it's not so acidic, so that other plants besides grass and weeds can grow. Okay, hopefully plants that are called legumes that will put nitrogen in the soil. And so this is an important part. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that if your cows are constantly eating, it's because they can't get enough food. And a lot of these cows are just standing around looking at each other because they're full. They're waiting for the digestion to happen. The miracle of photosynthesis is turning dead earth into living pasture. And that's what the miracle of cows are. That's why people are so opposed to animals like cows. That's what they don't like, because cows give power to people like me who don't know much about farming, right? You know, I can't grow a garden, but I can grow cows. And over time, if I continue with this and manage the land like this, I will have very productive, very, very healthy soil, right? Maybe I'll do a bunch more cows. Maybe I'll bring in and do other crops, you know, because you get sick of eating meat. You want some bread too. You can grow some wheat and stuff like that. But it gives power to people to grow things without much input, you know. And Greg Judy's philosophy is that ideally you get to a point where you can grow your beef with zero inputs. The only input would be labor, intelligent labor, right? But you don't feed them anything. You don't give them any supplements. You don't give them any doctoring. You just let them do their thing, and you harvest a couple every year. You eat them, zero inputs, you know. How much diesel am I burning feeding these cows? You know, I go through, every 3 weeks I refill that thing, 5 gallons of diesel, you know. If I had a horse, I wouldn't need that thing at all, you know. I could do all this farm work just using a horse. I could walk out here basically and use a cart. I don't really need that thing to do this work, you know. It's just a nice little luxury, you know, but this is what's going on here. So just imagine all that magic happening inside their stomachs. Sorry to go on a rant there, but this is the miracle of cattle ranching. This is the big deal. This is why the Great Plains even existed in the first place, was because of those bison, the buffalo, those huge herds roaming around eating grass where otherwise nothing would grow, not even trees. The only thing that would grow in the Great Plains was grass. And they were eating it and pooping it out and turning that grass slowly into something beyond dirt. So anyway, guys, take care. Bye-bye.